Why look for the good? Well, this video will tell you just why and all the benefits. Hi, I'm Darcy, and this is Look for the Good. What's the definition of love? Well, there are many, but one might suggest that the definition of love literally is look for the good. When you are deeply in love with a person, you support them. You look for the good in them. When you love a movie or a music band or a puppy, you see the silly and you look for the good, amusing aspects. So if love literally means look for the good, then look for the good in life. Look for the good in other people. I suggest we look for the good in strangers too, because we have to coexist. Imagine you're on a deserted island, not a soul around, and some of you are thinking, woohoo, I can breathe, there's privacy. And I know that soon you will miss people. You'll come to realize that you will miss the events that are happening in society. And you will realize that there is good and bad happening all the time on this planet. You can choose to focus on the good or the bad. In a forgotten plot of land where there once was a garden, you can go back later, and I'm sure you can look for the wildflowers that are there and ignore the weeds. Paul Harvey is a newscaster. He knew many decades ago a truth. Unfortunately, it's about the media, and it's still with us today. Bad news sells. As a society, we tend to focus on deviant behavior. What we read is mostly bad. What we watch are people getting hurt and in pathos and in struggling. What we watch is mostly bad, especially on TV news programs. From the time our alarm clock wakes us up in the morning as if to alarm the fire, all the way through the day until we fall asleep at night, we are subjected to a lot of possible negative inputs. I have an action item for you. I'll post it in the description below to remind you. Change your alarm clock. Don't call it an alarm clock. Call it a morning opportunity chime. And I did. So, action item for you. Next time you have a chance, I suggest you do that and you'll thank yourself. Wake up with peace and calmness and take a deep breath of fresh air and drink lots of water first thing in the morning when you wake up. Why? Why does bad news sell? Well, the reason why bad news sells, it's been analyzed by many motivational speakers and psychologists. The reason why bad news sells is, and it's time for a quote. This quote is from Denis Waitley. The fire that burns another somehow warms us to the fact that we weren't the victim of the day. So what Denis Waitley is saying is, since we weren't the victim of the day, our mediocre lives are somehow warmed because I'm able to look at somebody else's problem and say, aren't I fortunate to be not like that? It's okay to be informed. Yeah, we need to watch the news and catch up on our tablets and YouTube and TV. We should be aware of what's going on in society and have the surface understanding and have the background, and that's fine. But remember that every notion or thought is laid down like a layer in your brain. So when you get too many negative layers, then it kind of shapes and strengthens and becomes a shackle to rope you into that constant thinking. So look at some negativity and bad news, understand it, move on. What I do right after I read bad news is then I try and look for some good news, and it's hard to find sometimes. And then I try to overlay good thoughts and happy thoughts, and I really believe that this is a good thing to do. So it might be a good idea to limit how much negativity goes into your brain. I believe that we become what we watch. I hope that my videos on this channel, and there's going to be more, will give you some good points on, you know, just have a nice, calm, healthy well-being. And that's my goal, and that's what I wish for you. Because right now is the best time to be alive on planet Earth. And now it's time for a good news story. A week ago, there was a long flight from Hawaii to Los Angeles where a single mom of 3 little toddlers she was doing her best to keep calm her youngest of her 3, but nothing could calm him down. He was fidgety and screaming, and a flight attendant walked over to ask to hold her son. The mother seemed resistant, embarrassed, at her wit's end. She had tried for at least 45 minutes and nothing worked. The toddler reached out and the flight attendant took him and rocked him up and down the aisle until he finally gave in. This is the true aloha spirit. So Hawaiian Airlines, you should be proud of the people that you hire that go beyond the call of duty and remind the world that kindness isn't that uncommon still. So the person didn't get the flight attendant's name, but wrote in their post, I'm sure someone knows who she is, to that flight attendant, thank you for your kindness. It was noticed all around the flight. You gave a mother a moment to breathe, and you have no idea how priceless this was for everyone around to see. Your mind, your body, and your soul can benefit from looking for the good. Mentally, it is beneficial to allow yourself to feel happiness by keeping a positive attitude. You know, nobody is keeping track. You make your own life. Life is a do-it-to-yourself project. Later I'll have another video in this series about happiness, and I really want to touch on the fact that you can't chase happiness. You've just got to be in the moment and experience it. Sure, there are environmental factors. We have to pay taxes, we have to coexist, like I talked about, but always know that everything in life is volitional. You can really choose your response and actions, always. Physically can benefit from looking for the good. Look for the good in drinking water. Every day, make sure you drink enough water, eat good food. You might not like the taste, and when you know it's good for you, just do it. You know, that Brussels sprout that's sitting on the end of your fork, the smell, the texture, the look. You know it's good for you. That's your vegetable that evening for that dinner. Just do it. And every morning make sure you start your day with a light breakfast with some fruit. Could be frozen so that it's convenient. You know, have some granola, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, and exercise during the day. Anytime you find an opportunity. You know, if you have room to stand or a chair to sit on, you've got room to go to the floor and do a push-up. Or 3. Doesn't matter how many you do. The fact that you're stretching and you're doing exertion of a bit of muscle activity, that's what is normal. That's what our bodies are meant for. And it's not just the little bit of walking that we do every day. You got to do a little extra effort. Do some sit-ups, do some push-ups. If you've got floor space, you can do them. You don't need to worry about a gym. And if you're going to a gym, awesome. Keep it. You know, spiritually, you just got to know. If you don't stand for something, you're liable to fall for anything. So look for the good in the different beliefs of other people. You know, for a lot of them, it's better to believe in something than in nothing at all. And now it's time for another quote. This is from Denis Waitley again. Expect the best to happen. Convert problems into opportunities. Be dissatisfied with the status quo. Focus on where you want to go. instead of where you are coming from. And most importantly, decide to be happy, knowing that it's an attitude and a habit gained from the daily practice and not a result or payoff in life. Another quote from Denis Waitley: "Life is not a race to come in first, but one to make last and best. True winning is to live every minute as if it were your last, to always look for the good, and to cherish the minutes and the lives that you encounter within it." It's time for the philosophy of the day. The philosophy of the day today is the ultimate, the biggest one. You know what it is. The golden rule. The golden rule is, do to others what you want done to you, in the simplest terminology. So think about that. Do to others what you want done to you. How do you want to be treated? Put yourself in the shoes of the other person. If you want love, then be lovable. If you want respect, then set a respectable example. If you treat other people with respect, they get it, and subconsciously you'll get the respect back. It just happens. Listen to their story. Everybody has a story. This is very similar to Stephen Covey's habit number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. He goes much deeper into that chapter of his book, and it's amazing. And that's the philosophy of the day. Is it easy to always look for the good? Sometimes. Sometimes not. A cute kitten picture. It's easy to look for the good in that. It's a cute kitten. It's growing up and being adorable. More snow and freezing cold weather. Well, water reservoirs are going to be abundant. No shortage of water this spring or going into summer. And the colder it gets for the longer period kills more of those pesky yellow jackets and wasps. So we would likely have less in the summer to bother us. Please subscribe to my channel. More videos are on their way. And thank you for listening, and have a super day. Life is good!